forms are really hard. I have to do. It's all curved lines and they have to be just so, otherwise it looks a little funny.
For the Brattleboro Words project and the Brattleboro Words Trail, we had known that we wanted to create something that was different from most of the maps that you find at welcome centers and at kiosks, and we wanted it to be really beautiful and to have a very artistic take on it. We did a very wide search for our local Brattleboro artist to design the map. In that process, I came across a map that made me stop in my tracks. So of all of the maps I had seen, I was like, that is the map. That is the style. Everything about it felt right. Cynthia Parker-Houghton designed it for a client of Natalie Blake Studios, where she's the lead designer. And she had used the Brattleboro area as the basis for creating a sample of the kind of tile work that she can do. It was so gorgeous. And the in-depth local knowledge that she conveyed visually was exactly what we were looking for.
Just take a piece of that and add a mountain over here. So I'm just looking for light spots which indicate where there's a mountain. So we drape the clay over these forms here. And then sponge them down. And then the clay is going to shrink about an inch. And so everything's going to squinch down and the forms will move along with it. And then in a couple days we'll come and see if it all went well. For this project, we're mapping the words of this region, and I love the idea of having it be like, this is the land, these are the rivers and the mountains that were here before anybody came. And so there's these layers of stories. Just the other night, I was up here at Sunset Lake with my sweetie, and then we got married up here, further up west, the West River, and I work right there. This is where I am right now. These huge format tiles that we make here at Natalie Blake Studios take a very, very long time to fire. We do it over a span of 4 days, ramp it up incredibly slowly because the clay actually shrinks during the firing. And if it doesn't all shrink together, then we end up with cracks. If we do it slow, we end up with beautiful tiles. They wanted me to make a map that people could walk around with, but in order to make the map imagery, I made it big because it's hard to work tiny. So like for the portraits, I made them this big so that I could make portraits, and then I'm shrinking them down digitally so that then they end up being that big. mural. I made it extra big because I knew they wanted to have it be a permanent mural eventually. And then with the town map, I didn't need to make it so huge. I made it this scale, just big enough to get the words I wanted.
It was so delightful working very closely with Cynthia, making sure that her artistic vision is honored as well as translating that into a map to represent the area in a different way.
Sort of like game pieces. First time, right?
I'm sitting here at the edge of the West River, this place we call Wantostagok. I appreciate the way that Cynthia has lifted the landscape here up into 3 dimensions, from the flat map that we're so used to, up into the air, giving it shape, giving it space, giving voice to the stories that are embedded here in this land.
Hopefully people will see it as an invitation to engage and to go out and observe. Our stories and our maps purposely leave space for people to insert themselves and develop their own connections and understanding with the landscape, with this place, with the stories, and to create their own.